What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're working on this 383 again today. So the mission for today is to get this motor together finally, like actually finished. We've received our shims and stuff that we needed to get our springs at our correct installed heights. I peeled off all of the old valve stem seals. I managed to get them off without damaging them, so we're going to keep these for one of our personal motors now. Obviously we've got a new set to go back on. Teach me for jumping the gun and chucking the valve stem seals on, being confident that the installed heights were going to be okay. But anyway, so done heaps of measurements this morning with no seats or anything. Determined that these heads, all of the valves need 30 thou shims. So ready now to shim them up, get the new valve stem seals installed. I started doing our trunnion upgrade install yesterday. I punched out all the old trunnions yesterday. So I've got the rockers out there ready for the new trunnions to put in, which I'll do once I've done these valve stem seals. And then these heads can go together. We've got everything here now to put them together. We've got our new push rods here as well, our 80 thou wall standard length push rods. So we can get this thing together, get the heads on the motor, and have this motor actually assembled then, instead of dummied, which is, you know, nice. So anyway, that's the plan for today. That's what we're going to work at. So I've got our trunnionless rockers here ready to go for our new kits. I decided I wouldn't film the process of doing this trunnion upgrade this time around because I've actually filmed it probably 3 or 4 times now of the past sort of LS builds we've done. So if you want to know about it, go back and watch some of the older LS builds. I've done it a fair few times. Thought I'd spare you the footage of me putting trunnions in. So we've actually been conjuring up a bit of a plan for old Yeller down there, which we'll probably use them valve stem seals for. So this block here, which was the 3rd block that we sent down for this 383 build, which had the little bit of sort of spider cracking in the decks. It looks as though someone's used the wrong head gaskets. Maybe someone's tried to use a 6-litre head gasket on it, and it's just, there's a few cracks. It's probably really hard to see on camera, but on maybe this deck or the other deck, there's just a few spider cracks just around the liners, which again is, you know, all good for a really mild build, but for something like this 383 was no good. So we're thinking we'll chuck a rotating assembly together, put in that block. One of the cams we've got in there, which we pulled out of another motor, is just like a fairly sort of mild little cam. You know, nice little, I think it's around like high 220s, so just a little sort of cam. And then the big conical single springs that I actually pulled out of my drift motor here to swap them out for doubles. So we're thinking about using them. You know, that baby cam, that block with a rotating assembly. We've got a set of 853s around here somewhere. Chuck a set of heads together. We've got a set of low K LS3 lifters which we've kept aside, which we pulled out of a motor to put LS7 lifters in, just for sort of peace of mind for the customer, but I don't know where they are now, but they're in here somewhere. But they're really low Ks, like just over 100,000 Ks on the lifters, so they should be fine for what we want to do. And you know, that sort of cam, like, you know, mild little cam, single springs, should never hurt this block, and then we'll have a nice little LS shop ute. We've got a couple of 4L60s lying around the place. We've actually got a pretty decent converter for one too, so, you know, little low power thing that's not going to hurt the 4L60, not going to hurt that block, but still have just a nice little cruiser for a shop ute. That kind of does need a little bit more work though, but anyway, we'll get to that. I digress. So 30 thou shims to go under our new valve stem seals, and we'll have these things bang on installed heights based off my measurements. It'll be like literally 1 thou under installed height, so that's all well and good. Righto, ladies and gentlemen, that is 2 heads, valve springs assembled, all good to go, bang on installed heights. I'm not sure if I actually already showed you the valves in a previous video of this, but this is the valve job as well that our head porter does when he does our heads, so very nice. Anyway, I'll get on to getting all these trunnions into these rockers so that we can get this all together. Alright, so our trunnion upgrade is complete, all installed into our rockers, sorry. So they're ready to go on, so time to yeah, get this together. Got some new LS7 lifters going as well. Obviously our ARP head bolts, all the rest, so. Alrighty, got our LS7 lifters just soaking for a bit. Brand new lifter buckets ready to go. Alright, we've got lifters in, new lifter buckets in. We're all cleaned out, ready to go. Got all the ARP head bolts lubed up, ready to rumble. So, time to smash some heads on. Alrighty, we've got heads on. So we've got our new 80 thou wall push rods all in. Get these rockers on. We're pretty much there. Alright, sorry guys, I totally derped and forgot to film underneath the rocker cover before Rex put it back on, but it's all together, everything's all sweet. We've already torqued these down. So we're pretty much, that's the motor together for now. Obviously the intake's going to stay off until it's in the car, because it makes things big and cumbersome and a pain in the ass. Now, I did have a few of yous in the comments in the last video when we were cleaning up these bolts, talking about how they're going to rust real quick, which does make a lot of sense. So what we are actually going to do, we're going to get a bit of cardboard and punch a hole in it that's about the size of these bolt heads, and we've got some Hurricane, some clear paint, which is Hurricane make for painting over your exhaust welds, so your exhaust welds don't rust. So we're just going to pretty much paint these with clear. Just try and cut a little bit of cardboard as a bit of a protector that you can put over that. We can just spray them over clear so that they are protected but still look nice and raw. So that's our plan for those. So hopefully they don't corrode and still look nice underneath our manifold. So Rex put all the seals in the manifold there, ready to go for when it goes in the car. And we've got our flex plate down there, which can go on as soon as it comes off the engine stand. So at this stage it's pretty much, apart from a few mounts and stuff still to put on, we're pretty much ready to chuck it in the car. So that'll hopefully be later on this week maybe. Might be looking at trying to get it in there to start checking how everything fits, but we'll pick this video up then. I do really like these CNC heads. They're real nice. Like it a lot. What's up guys? We are back now working on the VY. Obviously in this video it hasn't been long at all, but for us it's actually been a little while because we've had heaps of other stuff going on. So anyway, I've dragged the VY out from its little carport. I've given it a bit of a hose down and taken the opportunity to actually give the engine bay a bit of a clean out. Obviously the best time to wash out an engine bay is when there's no engine in it. So here's the old ute. We haven't seen it in a little while. It's been a while since it's been out in the sun, but freaking hell, this thing is so nice. Every time I get it out in the sun and you get it a little bit clean, it just looks so fat. Big Pro Stars, just looks awesome. I really do love this car. And you know, now after finally knowing of this car for so long around here, just having that sort of fairly stockish motor in it, it's finally going to have a tough combo to go with how it looks. So it's pretty exciting stuff. It's good. Anyway guys, Rex is on night shift doing another shutdown sort of fairly locally here now. So that's a whole nother thing. But I don't have Rex during the day anymore. It's just me now. So that's why it's sort of been dragging on a little bit. So I'm going to try and get this in here now by myself. Try and push it in and I'll drag the motor out and we'll start looking at what we can do to actually get this thing together. We still don't have any converter bolts, but I figured I could get the motor and box in and just leave the converter pushed back in the box for now until our converter bolts arrive. It's going to at least give us a pretty good indication of what's going on, and I might be able to even get a good distance for our tail shaft so that I can start looking at getting that built, so that, you know, by the time the converter bolts and stuff get here, we might have this thing, you know, ready to actually sort of go. So as you've seen from the other episodes, previous episodes, all of our ancillaries are here painted, pretty much ready to go on the motor. I've got to find all the bolts for these. I have no idea where they went. It's a problem with having projects that drag on like this over so long, is that I don't know where all the hardware is for these things, so I'll have to do a bit of a search around. And as you saw from, I think it might have even been earlier in this episode, sorry guys, I'm not quite sure how this episode's panned out because it's been so long since I started it. We've still got to paint the bolt heads in that clear that I was talking about. It's up here. Got a ladder. Alright. I finally found it. It was in the wrong section on the shelf. But this is a Hurricane high temp clear. And what we normally use this for is when you build an exhaust or something, you take up, if you're building a mild exhaust or something. On your welds, on your exhaust, we usually just paint it with this. If you don't want to paint the exhaust, you want to leave it raw, just because this obviously is going to protect the weld and stop it from corroding and that sort of thing. So that's what this is for. We figured it would be perfect to paint onto our raw bolt heads to try and make sure that we'll give them some sort of protection from corrosion. So still got to do that, and yeah, start looking at getting this thing in. So I would like to get this motor in and the box in, so like I said, we can look at our tail shaft situation, but the other really important thing is having a look at our situation with this intake that we want to run on this car versus our bonnet clearance. So that's another very important thing that I want to check. So anyway, I'm going to work on trying to push this friggin' thing in. I'm not going to film it because it's not going to be very graceful, but we'll get it inside. His dad, he can help me out, so we'll get it in and we'll get started. Alright, that actually worked out a fair bit better than thought. So, Cool, we're on the hoist. That's step one. So here's a bit of a selection of parts that we have ready for this thing. So from Rod Shop, we've got ourselves a gearbox mount and a cross member to suit the Turbo 400 for this VY. So they're ready to go. From Muscle Garage, we've got our shifter plate for the VY to fit our Magnum grip B&M shifter. So this is pretty much very similar to what we've got in the Cruiser and similar like that. So it's not they're not a ratchet shifter, but they're, I don't even know how to properly explain it, what the term is. So they're not a ratchet as in forward and back, but they are, you know, first, second, third sort of thing, and they have provisions in the shifter which stop you from overshifting or going too far, etc. So it's sort of like a shift process. I'm sure there's a word for it, I just can't think of it. So that should all go onto our shifter plate there, bolt in fine, and then we've got to try and find a way to make it all sort of work with our interior there and try and make it look nice and neat and factory. This is our dipstick for the Turbo 400, which you've already seen in a previous episode, which is over there with our red diamond 2800 converter. So we've got all this stuff ready to go, which is great. So just a matter of now trying to get it into the car on my own. Alright, this is what we're up to. We've got pretty much all of our ancillaries on. I have clear coated all of the, you know, the important exposed bolts. So all of these raw bolts have been painted over with clear. So we're hoping that should stop all of this corrosion. Because a few of you have commented telling us since we actually cleaned them up on the wire wheel that you've done it before and you have had some really big problems with corrosion. So that should hopefully sort all of those issues out. Managed to find all of the hardware one way or another to get all the ancillaries on, which is the main thing. That's the most important thing, is the fact that they're all on there, they're bolted on, that's fine. So this thing is more or less at this point ready to go in now. I still have to get the bonnet off the car, which is a very difficult job to do on my own, so I'll probably wait for Rex to wake up to go to work this afternoon, and during our crossover period while we're both awake, I'll get him to give me a hand with that bonnet, and then that way, maybe tomorrow, I'll come in and I'll drop this in. Should be fairly easy to drop in at this point. The condenser in this car is pretty sad anyway. The over the radiator intake that this car had on it, like someone has sort of just bent the condenser to suit it, and it sort of has wrecked it anyway. So we're thinking about trying to source a better condition condenser to put in this car. Because the aircon for this car has never really worked, so once we get this engine back in, we're going to actually gas this all up and try and get everything working properly for the customer. So while we're at it, we're thinking it'd probably be best off just to get a new condenser. So I'm going to pull that out. So there will be no condenser or anything in the way here when I go to put this motor in, so it should be fairly simple. Should be fairly quick. Straight in, motor in, all good. All's well and good in the world. So this is where we're at. I'm hoping that the customer can actually find a new guard for this side as well. It'd be really nice to replace this guard. Dad is as you guys know, Dad's the panel wizard out of us, and he reckons that this crease would have stretched this thin sort of metal too much, that when it pops out it'll have a crease. So he reckons that probably can't pop that guard out and have it look any good, so he reckons definitely need to get a new guard. So if anyone's got a Cosmo Purple VY passenger side front guard hanging around, yeah, let us know, that'd be cool. But yeah, this is going to be a very cool looking combo. You can see this next to the car now. That's awesome. Big tough Convo Pros. Yes. So a lot of you guys who've been watching the channel for quite a while probably already know that we are one-tonner people. Like we've got the Raucous, the HJ one-tonner, we've also got the yellow HX. Like we've always been one-tonner people, we loved one-tonners. So this car, for us, really tickles our fancy. We really like it. So very cool to be part of this build and be doing this build to this sort of extent. It's going to be really, really cool. I really, really sincerely hope that we do get to supercharge it sometime soon, because that'd set this thing off. It'd be so sick. Anyways, next stop in the hole. So guys, until I sort out a few things with getting this bonnet off and a few other things like that, there's not much else I can go on with. I figured this video, doing the top end and getting it to this point, is probably a pretty good bunch of content for a video anyway. So I'm going to sign this video off here. I'm going to help Rex sort this out, and then the next video we'll get this thing into the actual engine bay, start dummying everything in together. Not actually dummying, pretty much just installing. So thank you for watching, as always. Hope you've enjoyed. Hope you're enjoying this build. We are. So Don't forget, there's some new merch out, some new t-shirts and stuff, so head to the website, buy yourself something nice. It really helps us, goes a long way for us. So go buy some merch. We appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out. See you. Bye.